Hey YouTube, how you guys doing today? Kevin here coming at you with another video. So, I just took my Milwaukee M12 and cut the top part off. As you can see right here. If it's on like so. And this one here. So this thing is actually cutting up. I just figured I'd do a quick one and try it out. See how it worked. And this is going to cut like a hot knife through butter. Didn't take long at all to do that. So, once again, this is the motor that we're cutting up. So we have to take this thing all apart. Don't worry about the aluminum that you see on here, all the dust, because every part in this thing is going to be washed and cleaned. So it's just really a matter of getting it apart, cleaning it, and then putting it back together. And you'll see how I'm going to be cutting the case, the two halves. So it'll actually be cut on the inside of this. But once it all comes apart, we're going to end up cutting each half in parts. So it's going to, one might stick out further than the other. It depends on where I need to make the cut. But this thing's going to be pretty cool. And we still have the two mounting holes, which are what we're going to need to start this. Now, how we're going to start this is we're going to mount this to the engine stand I have. And then we'll start it with a cordless drill. And basically electric start, you know, spin that thing right over, and then it'll fire off. So it's one of those things. So we're going to be working on this a little bit after. I just wanted to take a look and show you guys how it cut. It literally cut no problem. And I'm going to do the cutting off screen because it's going to be loud. But on screen, what I will be using, let's see if I can find it up here. I have, oh, here we are, paintball marker. And we'll be drawing out areas that we're going to cut because we need to keep the mounting boss because this thing still has to bolt back together. So there's going to be windows that you'll be able to see. So even after this is all cut, this whole piece right here is going to be channeled out. You can actually see how the bolts go through. They don't actually go through the whole thing. It's crazy how it works. But anyway, we're going to be doing that and show you guys how all that is. So realistically, it's going to take us a couple weeks, but to get this thing all cut up, cleaned up, we're going to silicone it, put it back together. I've got a piston and a cylinder we're going to throw on this thing, and this thing's going to be a rotary valve, two-stroke, just like it is now, just it's not going to have the transmission. So anyway, hit that subscribe button if you guys like this, and share this build. It's going to be a fun build. I can't wait to do it. So, and once again, hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so when I post a video, you get it. So anyway, I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, so I took all the bolts off one side of the case and just split it. Left the trans and everything right in there. Alright, so I want to show you guys what I'm doing, okay, is this is the crankcase right here where all the magic of the engine happens. And on the other side of this wall right here is the transmission. So, look at that, guys. Look how chewed out that is. Isn't that crazy? We got to fix that. Alright, so what we're doing is we're cutting the case. You can see right here how we're cutting it. Right down through there. We're going to cut it up through here. And we're going to leave this wall right here alone. Now, what's going to happen, it's going to be a lot of trial and error. Okay, you can see right here where I started to cut through. Right there. And then it's going to take a go that way and then come around because we can't touch these mounting bolts. So it's going to be cut around it, and so we can keep the crankcase part of it together. And then the other side, obviously, we have to strip down so we can cut on the opposite side of the rotary valve so we can keep all that into play. We're going to cut out all this extra material so you can see all the workings of a transmission. It's going to be a lot of fun. But I just wanted to give you guys a little update of what's going on with it. It's going to actually work out quite nicely. So once this is all cut, we're going to clean the whole thing, replace that, and then get this whole transmission part so you guys can actually see how it works. We're going to spin it up, and I'm going to show you guys how it goes through all the gears. And we're going to use this as a learning tool to show you guys what the false gear, false neutral is and all that stuff. So I just figured I'd check in. I'm doing a lot of cutting today, so I'm going to see if I can cut this side of the case off, and I'll be back when I'm all done that. Alright, so I got the transmission part right here. I'm actually cutting off this chunk right here, we're going to open up so you'll be able to see right inside the transmission. See how that works? We're going to be cutting off a lot of this top part right here. So it's still going to be bolted together. So like I have to cut, I'm going to keep this boss here, this one here, and basically trying to cut out as much of it as possible. Don't worry about the bearings. This thing's not going to be high speed, so I don't really care if the bearing is bad as long as it spins. I removed the stop that was all ground down. Remember, this motor right here was hammered to heck. Alright, so this is the transmission section, and basically I want so you guys can see how the clutch works, because don't forget this is going to be cut up too, to match this. And then I'll show you guys the half of the crankcase. So here is, right here, you can see how I cut, basically just cut the engine right around the crankcase. This is the front. And then, I'll show you on this side right here. That's what it's going to look like. And then that's the magneto side right there. So the magneto bolts right up to here. It's going to come right around. Boom, boom, boom. And then that'll all be put back together. The flywheel will be on it. And then that's pretty much an 11 horsepower two-stroke right there. And then on this side over here will be where the rotary valve mounts up, right here, and I'll show you guys how I'm going to do all that. So we're just, like I said, it's going to be in between builds, but should be pretty fun. We're going to, like I said, we're going to keep cranking it out, and you guys can see how it's being done. Like I said, the cutting is really just kind of figuring out where it's going to be cut, and then I'm cutting it. But it's a lot of loud grinding and cutting and everything else, so I'm just doing it this way to show you guys. Because who wants to see cuts? You know, just cutting, cut. So we don't want to do that. We don't want to show all the cutting. But I'm just basically, I'm using my M12 Sawzall and my M12 grinder, cut off. And then just cutting them, I'm just scribing my cuts with this, making them nice and straight, putting my groove and following through with that. And it's cutting through it like a hot knife through butter. Then after that's all done, we have to clean these all up really, really good. And then glue them together, put the top on, put the rotary valve system back onto it, and then top end, bolt her down, and then spin it up and start it. So it's going to be pretty cool. You guys are going to see what half of a KE100 runs like. It's going to run the same as a regular one. It's just going to be differently. It's going to look different, a lot different. And then we're going to put this on something. We're going to do something with this motor after we get this all cut up. So anyway, I'll be back. Alright, so this part right here, the transmission, you can see I already cut out one window, so you'll be able to see it. And I'm working on the second window right here. Going to cut this section right here out, so you'll be able to see how the Kickstarter works. And then the whole front is opened up right there, right basically flat up with it. I got to replace this bushing, which I have. And then this whole thing is going to be just cleaned up. And I'm going to take off as much material as I can. So when you're looking on this way right here, you'll be able to see all the gears work. And then we got the engine side all done here. So it's all basically cleaned. We got to clean it up a little bit more with the die grinder. But you can see how this looks. And there's the crankcase. You can see the transfer ports and all that. So this side right here. So basically on this side right here, I just have to go over all my edges, clean them all up. And on this one right here, I'm going to take off some more material. I got to open up that window right there. And then, what do you call it there? Replace that bushing. Basically clean it all out. Go over it with the die grinder. Take off any sharp edges. And this will be all ready to, what do you call it there? To go. So this is one half the engine. And then I got to strip down the rest of this engine right here. Take the clutch basket off, the rotary valve. I might just leave that on there actually, and just cut around it. Well, actually no, I have to clean it. So this has to come off. I have to take this off. I'm going to tap that hole and get that all plugged off. And then whatchamacallit there. Yeah, we have a lot to do, guys. A lot to do on this. So it's gonna be a fun build. I can't wait to show you guys how this all works. And we're gonna go over all the gears. How it shifts, all that type of stuff. You'll be able to see it all work and go through all the gears, which is pretty cool. So like I said, we're opening it up. You're going to be able to see the whole front part here. The back part is going to be, well, let's just take a quick peek and I'll show you. get you kind of, it's not all going to fit together, but you'll be able to see, like, see through the window there. You'll be able to see how the gears all turn and how it shifts. And then you'll be able to see through the front here, which would be this opening right here, because this ain't going to be here. You'll be able to see all the gears and how the shifting forks move and all that type of stuff. So on this one right here, we're going to open up the window down here and up on the side up and through here. You'll be able to see how the automatic oil works, all that type of stuff. And in fact, I'm going to use the tachometer on this one, just so you guys can see the mechanics of that work as well. So, or I might not, I don't know. I mean, that might go on another build. But anyway, that's pretty much what you guys will be able to see. And it's going to be pretty neat. I can't wait to finish this off. It's going to be a cool build. So anyway, guys, I'm going to end the video here. This is just kind of showing you guys a little bit. Really, it's just a matter of cutting up and hacking up. So that's what we're going to be doing to this right here. We're going to extract that, clean it all up, and do all that type of stuff. So once again, I do apologize, but it's really just a matter of grinding and cutting. So there's no point in showing all that. It's just going to be loud and boring. So I'm just giving you guys a little windows of how I did it all. So I got to cut that off right there. And then that's it for this side of the motor. And I'm going to clean them all up. So next time I will show you guys a little bit more. We're going to be pulling out the gears, all this stuff, the crank, which you guys have seen me a million times. So I'm just going to pop them out. That way we can just start cutting this up. And then it's going to be pretty cool. So I'm going to cut that right up through there. We'll leave that wall. And then clean this all up. Bolt it all back together. New silicone. Slide a piston into it and everything else. And we're going to get this half running. So from here forward is going to be running. And I'll show you what I did. Remember I showed you that piece that was broken on the case? So I just basically, it was broken right here. See where it's rough? It's broken right here, and then I just cut it off straight. So it kind of looks like it was supposed to be. The the bolts right here for the magneto, that's all going to work. We're going to, what do you call it there? Make a mount for the ignition coil and wire that in directly to the magneto. We're not going to use this type of magneto. We're going to use one from a KD80, so it doesn't have the charge coil. It's a little bit more simpler to use. And that's pretty much going to be it, guys. So anyway, I'm off for now. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And I will talk to you guys later. I'm out.